Pre-show shenanigans.
Walk around.
Ha! I just found my glasses that I've been looking for.
Where were they?
I don't know, on your desk. I was looking for them, and I just realized right now, I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
There were some in the hallway next to my fridge. I was like, damn. And they're all scratched in the front a little bit.
Yeah.
How long have you been missing them?
For like since Monday. Yeah. Anyways.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
Miss Miyagi. In Okinawa. In Okinawans don't consider themselves Japanese. That's a fun fact.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm back.
I'm practicing my paper for the record.
Dang.
And obviously.
Dude, do you realize you got like 3 in a row?
I've lost 3 in a row.
No, you've won like 2 or 3 in a row. This
Really?
Is,
Well.
that's a good way to start the year. What does that mean? We're back, papi.
That's right. I think
Took an extended break.
We did.
Had a nice little summer. We're a couple weeks in, just a few weeks into the school year, but
I thought it was funny we meant to do a Laughlin episode because we went to Laughlin.
yes.
In early June, but
And
apparently
we did record some content.
We did, yeah. But we got to the suite, and all the guys started hanging out, and we were having so good of a time that it just didn't happen.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
Laughlin trip. I would say this is one of my favorite trips that we've had. That we've done.
Getting that suite
The
is
camaraderie, the jokes, the gambling. It was great.
Of course, all the things we can't mention.
So, and of course, but yeah, we did record some content. We just never got to actually recording more content, but
We lived it.
yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, we're back. The beginning of year 20. This is my 28th year.
I'm year 18.
Year 18, and we're like, man, let's see what this year brings us. But people often think, you take your kid, to school, things are gonna run smooth.
I have a 4-year-old, went through school.
Yeah,
and
but
what are your expectations, right?
So people think, oh, you're in the classroom, you teach your lessons, and nothing's gonna go. Everything's always gonna run smooth.
Absolutely.
But we've been in this game long enough to know that expect the unexpected, because things are always going to happen that you don't anticipate for.
I definitely appreciate chaos. We had some chaos just this week.
Yeah.
Right?
So when you before I want to talk about that. What's been happening to us this week? But when you drop your daughter off to school, drop off little Amy. What do you expect from the school?
Somebody to come up, come on, Amy, take my daughter by the hand, walk her, put her backpack away. She has like snacks at 10 o'clock, lunch at 12 o'clock, or like there's a set schedule, recess right here, and right. And for us, it's set schedule, lunch at this time, history 4th period or whatever. Yeah.
But we know for all the plans that you have, there's always going to be something.
Just have a fan up in your room and get ready for some shit to hit it, right?
There might be some fights that day.
Oh, that's
you got to plan for. There might be a breakup in the classroom. I mean, we at the high school level. So you got to deal with that. Like, you got the sad kid, the sad boy, the sad girl. Yeah. There's always like little drama, especially, in certain classes that you have.
They teenagers. We do high school as teenagers. It's like the worst time in your life.
So
horrible.
You have to expect the unexpected. And this week was definitely.
Kids high, drunk. Lucky kids, right?
You're jealous.
Yeah.
What can they do and not us, right? At school. But anyways, this week, we definitely took it up to another level. Like, you have the usual hiccups, but this week the hiccups stepped it up to apocalyptic level.
Like 10:45 a.m. we get an announcement over the overhead, right? And it's principal saying, please
shut down your computer.
Yeah, you're about to lose internet.
Get off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, go and log out of everything.
Yeah, log out of everything. We're gonna restart the system for a few minutes.
All right, we won't have internet for 15, 20 minutes. almost 2 days.
And well, yeah, a full day, pretty much,
Yeah.
and then limited access to some things the next day. But
Okay, so that was the first day. That was Monday.
But that was Monday. But
then,
why? Let's get to the why. Apparently, we had a potential cyber threat to
Russians.
the districts.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the Russians are after us, or was it the Chinese?
The Chechens.
Or somebody, right? The hacker in their mom's basement.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's trying to hack us.
The Oompa Loompas, they got techie.
So we had the internet taken down because of potential cyber threat. And then on the same day, a couple hours later, what happens? Which rarely happens here. What do we get? We get rain. But we don't just get regular rain.
Like monsoon rains. Like
legit.
Yeah.
Like heavy
Big
downpour, heavy torrential rain. That's the word I was looking. Torrential rains, right?
I went to go get something from my car, and I came back, and my shirt was just soaked.
Yep.
Shirt was soaked, and I walked in the classroom. All the kids were like, "Oh my god!"
And then,
like, wow, is it that bad?
So that started happening, and right after that, what happened? The power started going out.
Yeah, that's right. The power went out.
The lights were flickering.
Yeah, my projector went out. The clock stopped working.
The phones around school stopped working. Yeah. We're like, oh, dude, are we getting hacked for real? For real?
And oh, by the way, our internet's still down.
And
so it's just like two separate issues, but all.
But then that created other issues because what happened? Oh, it's raining so bad that what do you and something to sort of expect? Oh, I'm gonna go pick up my son or daughter. So people come in, pick up their son or daughter, but the phones are working. So
yeah, you covered my 8th period class. Because I went to go get something. And I had to come right back. I was gone for like 10, 15 minutes, and it was during the last class. But it was like in the beginning/middle of the 8th period, and the parking lot, dude, there was already a line out the street of cars trying to get in the parking lot.
Parents are showing up like, can I pick up my son and daughter? What do they usually? Oh, they usually call a classroom. Phones aren't working.
That's right. The internet's down.
So let me send security. Okay, so there's security going back and forth. They come back. Okay, now go find this kid in this room.
Crazy
back
rain.
And forth.
Crazy rain.
I haven't had a classroom for the past 2.5 weeks, and it's been great. Yeah. But I don't have a phone. I told him, hey, my phone's broken. Yeah. You can't call me. You're gonna have to email me.
I try to call you.
See,
why isn't he hates me right now? He's blocking my number.
Why are you ghosting me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ghost you. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. And then to get out of here, that's when the downpour started. Kids running, going, wow, they look like gatos and perros.
Oh my God.
You know, it's raining. I was like, it's just water, guys.
Because it really doesn't rain here. It doesn't. Freaking desert.
So people don't know how to act when it rains. And people don't know how to drive, that's for sure, because there's like accidents.
I've heard that from Floridians. Like, hey, you guys, when it rains, you guys just act all, well, yeah, it never rains.
It never rains. Yeah. You know, it just rains sunshine, right? Sun rays.
That's right.
So getting out of here was like a mess. So I'm driving back with Lomelin.
Drive back to Yuma.
I'm driving back to Yuma, and I'm literally driving, and I'm the halfway point, the Gordon Wells exit, and the freeway shut down. What the hell? It was so bad. The rain and the wind was so bad. There's power lines that fell over, and they had to shut down the freeway. Dude, I didn't get home till like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like 4 hours later.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn. It was a long, long day. But these are the things that often you don't expect. But those of us who've been in the game
there can be a lot of fun when you send your kids to school. And that is our point.
That's the point, is that we kind of are used to things going bad, and we're just kind of like masters of adjusting, right? Well, let's shift here, let's shift there. So what? I mean, there's certain things that we're used to teaching, but we rely on technology now. And when you don't have that, it's like, oh, damn, what do we do?
I remember my old teacher, old coach, Coach Swearingen, he always said, Nick, all that technology, it just can all go out one day. And because he just straight did a lecture and wrote everything on the board, and old school, right? But he's really good at it. And he used to always give me crap about everything being online. Like, man, this is life, right? Technology is great when it works. When it works.
Until it's not, right?
Technology is great when it works, yeah.
So we had a potential cyber threat. We had power going out. We had phone lines down. We had torrential. We had like record-setting rain.
I was trying to show a movie. Can't even show a movie.
Can't even show a movie. And so that got us thinking, like, man, what are some other crazy or interesting stories that some of our friends and colleagues have had?
Yeah, we posted. We put it out there so fans could chime in, and we got a couple of hits, right?
And so it got me thinking, like, what are some of the ones I have? And we'll share afterwards. But there's definitely some stuff that obviously we can't share because of the nature of these stories. They're pretty I won't share some of these because they're pretty intense, but I will share a fun story too. Again, this is year 20 for me, so we should write a book or start a podcast, and here we are, right? Talking about it. So, yeah, we got a couple friends and colleagues to share, and it definitely kind of shows the variety of craziness that happens in and out of the classroom, right?
Yeah.
So, let's hear them.
Let's hear them.
Let's start with Crispy.
Let's do it.
Let's start with hers. Here's Crispy.
So 21 years ago, I was teaching kindergarten, and I had a really bad sinus infection, and I had just come back from being off for a week. Couldn't really smell, just like right now, I'm sick again. And this little boy, while I was teaching, kept saying, "Teacher, it smells like caca." And I was like, "I don't smell anything, you know?" And he kept telling me, "It smells like caca." Well, I didn't smell. And so poor kid could not stand the smell. It ended up with the stomach ache and went home. And the other kids around him after that kept saying, it smells, and I didn't smell anything. And towards the end of the day, una niña was like, "Teacher, I have to go to the bathroom." I was like, okay, but she didn't want to get out of her seat. And I was like, oh crap. She was sitting next to that little boy that went home. And I was like, "Did you have an accident?" And she looked at me, she's like, I was like, okay. So as I'm trying to help her, I get close and she has poop all over, like toda manchada, all stained, like her little shorts and her shirt. And she had it all, like her poop was all the way to her upper back, dried. I felt so bad for that little boy because he had been smelling it the entire day and I couldn't smell it.
All right, Ms. Niebla, thank you for coming in the studio. So we wanted to ask you, in your 29 years of teaching, what's a cool, crazy, interesting story that you've had?
Well, I think the coolest has been being able to teach two of my kids here and win a CIF softball championship with my daughter in 2018.
Wow, that's right. I remember that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun run.
That's dope.
I think the craziest thing is when I started teaching my students' kids, and they would say, "You taught my mom." And then when I started teaching my friends' classmates' grandkids, it kind of ages me, but
I know that's going to start messing with me when that comes. So
I think I'm getting close to teaching my students' grandkids.
There it comes. All right, Steph, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dude.
Imagine, dude. Imagine having to deal with a kid.
I've had a sinus infection before, or how about this? How about COVID, right?
I mean,
and you just can't smell.
But
then all the kids in class were like, "Hey, man, I smell shit." You know, I mean, caca. Right?
Imagine though, like you're there and you see this kid up. She said up into like halfway up her back, and so. That's one of the reasons
everybody's
why
telling you,
dude,
like,
if you're gonna be a teacher,
why are you making stuff up? Why do you think it smells like
we
shit?
have it easy.
Hey,
right?
you get defensive.
We have it
why,
easy.
Why do you think my classroom smell like shit? I can't smell anything.
Well,
yeah.
Then you have homegirl here. You know, it's like full of caca.
Yeah.
But poor kid, he's like, it smells like caca.
I mean, I've dealt with that.
I feel bad for that kid.
Raising a couple kids, my kids, shit their back. But we're talking like they weren't even a year old.
But you're
this
talking
was
about
a kindergarten,
5-6 year old.
Oh.
And the kid has a bellyache. It smells so bad, he goes home for a bellyache.
You get that reputation for life. That is probably the
what was it? I mean, yeah. Those are the types of nicknames you get.
Yeah.
And people will never forget.
That's right. So now that student is roughly. Now that student is that I asked her, we asked her, right, how long ago this happened? Well, this happened 21 years ago. I was like, whoa!
Yeah. She was fresh out of college.
So now
Crispy's been teaching for over 20 years.
Yeah. So now that person that shit their pants, now they are, mid-20s. They probably have a career by now.
La cacas.
And hopefully she moved far, far away, so nobody knows of this shit story. Well, here we are.
Ain't that some shit?
People in Dubai know now, right? Yeah.
But and then kind of like. Going back to what Stephanie said, I think we both relate to that story about having to teach your kids or your family members, right? Because you had Nikki in your classroom.
Well, I had my son in my classroom. I just
what was that like?
just having my son in school and getting calls from teachers all the time. Hey, your son did this. I'm like, well, get him in trouble. Hey, your son.
Light him up.
Hey, your son cheated on a test. I remember. Hey, your son cheated. Well, dude, hammer him. And
I think I would be like, nah, don't cut him no breaks.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was with my son. And then, of course, senior year, that was my first year that I did AP Gov and AP Economics.
Oh, you're the
and
only-
so, first of all, that first year teaching any subject's kind of rough. But first year teaching not only AP Government, that was easier to teach.
Yeah.
AP Economics, I swear to you, is like the hardest thing that I ever had to learn before everybody thinks, oh, yeah, you went to college for this stuff. Yeah, I don't remember any of this information that I got in college. The only thing I remember is supply and demand in college. So I have my son in here.
I barely remember that.
And like I've coached all these teams, both Little League, Pop Warner, high school baseball, high school football, swimming, whatever. And no kid has ever really sat there and protested me, right?
Like challenge you.
Yeah, really challenged me, man.
Oh,
This
man.
fool.
And he probably knows how to push your buttons better than anybody else.
Baby, yeah, this fool challenged me.
I must have been. Yeah, I've had some of my little cousins as students and like nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird of her, but I remember one time I gave one of my little cousins a detention.
Ooh.
I wrote her up, and she's funny. She was a freshman. She was wild and funny, whatever. And we get along, but I'm like, dude, that day I was just like, I gotta
Punk
draw a
ass
line.
kid, yeah.
So I made her stay after school, help clean up with the janitor and stuff like that. But I was just like, hey, I thought it was funny what you did, but I can't let you get away with it because
Can you tell the story?
she was just mouthy and
Okay.
jokey.
Okay.
And so it was just like all over and over and over again. I was like, and there came the point I was like, I can't let you get away with this
To
anymore.
quote Bernie Mac about kids, he used to say his quote was, "You old enough to talk back, you old enough to get fucked up."
You can't do that in the schools anymore,
Of course,
right?
we don't.
They got
we-
rid of paddles.
Yeah, we don't promote
Yeah.
parents beating their kids' ass. We're not saying
Yeah.
that. But
This was just a different time back then. But it was kind of weird, like having at times like my
Yeah.
nieces and nephews. But I mean, I actually was like, hey, I know we're related, but you got to separate, business and.
God, I had a
fun or
nephew. He
whatever.
used to walk around, call me by my first name, like fool. Like,
Yeah.
gotta check that fool. a
I
few
can't
times.
imagine like coaching
Yeah.
my son or daughter like.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
at the
literally,
high school,
I wanted. There's one where my kid pulled some shit. He was pitching, and I wanted to pull him off the mound, and he's kind of just got mouthy with me, whatever. And I was thinking, so if it was a normal game and we're at home, hey fool, you're walking home,
You're
right? But there was a problem. We were in Indio.
take a bus. Yeah, your wife would not let you get away with that. So,
Fool, you're walking home.
but I thought it was pretty relatable.
Get in the trunk.
Because like we've had family in our classrooms and
Nightmare.
but Steph probably handled it better than we did. So
Yep.
anyways, but there's one more story I want to share, and this comes from a good friend of mine, the one and only Betsy Jacobson, and we worked together at San Luis High for a couple of years.
She's fun.
Oh man,
She's
There-
good.
th-
She oozes character.
this is what I love about Betsy.
Yeah.
She knows this. Her level of sarcasm is like it's at God level. It's
Yeah.
like fucking goddess.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, there's levels to it, and there's no one like her.
I think she needs a small segment
Oh,
on the
man.
show.
So I reached out to her. It's like, hey, tell me a story that you'll never forget.
Dude,
And
gold.
here it is. So let's hear Betsy's story.
This is a story called My Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day in 7th grade. My first year I was teaching 7th grade social studies, and during first period with a group of kids who were arguably the most challenging group of kids I've ever taught in 16 years, we began hearing this tapping noise, almost like water torture, tapping, 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 tapping. And the kids, this tough group of kids, were losing their minds. Luckily, the bell rang and second period began. And during second period, that tapping, tap, 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 tapping, turned into a gentle trickle of water. And by the end of second period, that gentle trickle of water became a full-on deluge of water, and water is raining from the ceiling. But I couldn't take my students out of the classroom because we had guests on campus and they were walking through doing observations. And not only were they doing observations, but during third period, when the wonderful custodian had showed up with a shop vac to suction up the water, I couldn't take them from the classroom because our guests were using the library. Because what is a library but a glorified conference center? So by fourth period, after the water had been vacuumed up, the children had basically been scraped off the ceiling, I'm ready to cry, but thank God it was my planning period. So when the fourth period rolled around, I had a moment of hope in my heart that maybe, just maybe, I could make it through this day. So fifth period, right after my planning period, fifth period, I've got this great opportunity. Fresh start, fresh kids, ready for a great afternoon. So one of the kids, who happened to be in my first period, because first period was advisory, where we do all of the best advisory at 7 o'clock in the morning to tell kids how to make great life choices. This kid, Jesus, he was a wonderful, great kid, comes up to me and says, "Hey, teacher, guess what? You got a spider in that box over there." See, we don't do recycling because why save a planet when you can throw it out? And in the box, we had a lovely teacher who had set up a little recycling program, super cute. We had this recycling box in our room, and this kid who went to throw his paper in, Jesus found a spider. He said, "Hey, teacher, you should go check out the spider." So I go and I look, and there's a spider in the box that happened to have a giant red hourglass on its back, which caused me to scream bloody murder. And as I'm screaming, it happened almost in slow motion. The teacher who taught in the classroom next door to me came flying into my room with a pair of scissors over his head. Like he was ready to throw down for whatever he was going to see in that classroom. He was prepared for it. So after a waterfall, a water installation, a spider that later the same custodian who cleaned up the waterworks for me, who had the shop vac from earlier, he came in and his solution to the spider problem was to just flick it to death. What do you think is going to happen sixth period? Unannounced observation. And that is the story of my terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day in seventh grade. Good luck.
I mean, if you think about it, at some level, we've dealt with those issues of having to reach out to maintenance, who, you know, shout out to anybody who's a master of the custodial arts. But janitors, they step up when we need them.
But that day is like they're telling her, "Hey, for God's sake, stop thinking of yourself. There's people observing in the campus.
You got to make the school look good, right?
Yeah.
So
don't make this about you.
Don't make this about you. Deal with the water dripping into your classroom and creating unsafe working conditions for your students, right?
We'll send it back to you. We got it.
We got you. And then next, you got Spider-Man, little Black Widow. I wonder, if you get bit, you get superpowers. But
I would love to be a fly in the wall.
Then you got to deal with a Black Widow.
I would love to have been a fly in the wall when the people did an unannounced observation, like.
Yeah, and on top of that, you're dealing with these things, and they come in and observe you. Like, I'm telling you, these are the types of things that happen, and people don't realize that. It makes what you do a lot more difficult. And in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to deal with these types of things. In a perfect world, we'd have safe and clean working conditions, and everything's gonna run perfect. But we already know, like, hey, there's things that's gonna happen. That
imagine perfect world, your kids get like lattes and they get sunlight. It's like, hell no.
Nah, but
that's why I close all my windows, not because I don't want the kids to get sunlight, because I have ADD, and if a freaking fly goes by my window,
like,
gone. I'm in the middle of lecturing about God knows what. And then, oh, look at,
Yeah.
wow, why is that kid wearing that? Like,
So
it's over.
out of all the things that you've witnessed and experienced, what's one that you can? Because I got one that automatically that's my go-to that I can share. But what do you got? You go first.
Far as stories,
Like crazy. Like I got a crazy one, but
I mean,
I don't know.
there's been little pranks here and there, but I gotta say the craziest one is I heard that these two kids got caught in the baseball dugout, and you automatically know what they got caught doing, and it's not smoking weed, right?
Extracurricular activities.
That's right. So okay, you hear these rumors going around school. Two kids got caught in the dugout.
They were in
right?
love, huh?
Dude, she. It's a whole other story, right?
There's,
She barely got here. So, anyways, so
let's just say there was lovemaking involved.
So you got caught, they got suspended, whatever, and you just kind of joke, whatever. Okay, I mean, we're on school. Not that saying that you were all doing that or we were, but you know, people did some crazy crap. That was some crazy crap
Like to try to pull that on campus.
on campus in the dugout, and they got popped. And then okay, a few days later, suspension over. Kids go back to class, right? I'm like, all right, didn't think anything of it, but then they both show up to my 8th period class. I was like,
They were in the same class.
They were both mine. And so here's me having to facilitate this culture of positivity and don't go into that. And and I luckily, I just very lucky. The girls knew the campus, and the guy had been around. I'd had a sister before, so I got lucky. I had a very good relationship with both of them. But God, it's strange, man.
But people don't realize that kind of stuff happens everywhere. Like, I'm sure when you were in high school, I've heard stories when I was in high school, same type of thing happened. But I don't think many got caught.
You ever had a torta in the dugout?
Oh, man. Like, imagine that's embarrassing. Like, to get caught in that, oh, man.
But would have shit in your pants.
I don't know which one I'd rather have, get caught doing that or, you know.
Yeah.
But speaking of shit in your pants, the story I got, I can't remember what year exactly, maybe like year 10 or so, but this was when I was working at San Luis High School. Well, there was it was a period after lunch, and I got called a sub.
Uh-huh.
So I go they sent me to the band room, and I had to go sub for the choir teacher. Well, apparently they sent me to the wrong room. I get there, I'm like, hey, there's nobody needs a sub here. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, you need to go to the culinary arts class or fashion design. It was the same room. So I'm going across campus right after lunch, and what do I see? I see the cop, the school resource officer, just on a full sprint.
Oh,
I'm like,
boy. Was it a fight?
I'm like, well, that's weird. I've never seen the cop on a full sprint, even like head tilted back.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah.
And I'm like, and then after that, I see a golf cart of security just zoom by, and I'm like, that was weird.
It's like a high-speed chase, but
Like,
you're on campus. Right?
Yeah, because it was like 2 carts and like 5 security after the cop, and I'm like, oh shit, what the hell? And then like 30 seconds later, they announced lockdown. Not even 30 seconds, and I'm barely going into the building. I'm like, oh damn! So I jogged to the classroom I'm supposed to sub, and the kids are waiting for it because I went to they sent me to the wrong room. And kids are standing around. There's no teacher, so a bunch of high schoolers just hanging out. I'm like, get in the room, and I locked the door, and I was like, everybody, get into the corner classroom. Lockdown's been announced, whatever.
Like we have drills all the time, but now like all right, something's going
but the
down.
difference here that I notice here is the drills.
How long?
We have drills announced. Like if there's
exactly. We have announced drills and they last for a few minutes. How long would this one last?
So we go
because this was not a drill.
No, this was not a drill. Apparently, there was a girl who flashed a gun at a girl in the bathroom.
Yeah.
She's like, stay away from my man, blah blah blah. Cholita, whatever.
See.
And the girl went back to class and she told her, hey, a girl just like flashed a gun at me. Whatever. We go on full lockdown. The lockdown lasted about 3.5 hours. Yeah. And mind you, this is after lunch. Uh-huh. So one of the things that we had, and it's a good thing we had, each classroom had these like red buckets. And these buckets were sealed. They had like zip ties. Inside the buckets, and I only found this out because we had to open the bucket. Inside the bucket, there was like a bag of salt, there was batteries, there was a flashlight. They had those like aluminum blankets, like a solar blanket, or I don't know what you call it, a space blanket. There was like matches, I don't know why, and then there was in the bucket was also you took the cover off, but it also had a seat. And it had a big, large plastic bag because it also served. It also served as a toilet seat. And so
we're talking medieval Europe.
So
yeah, it's a bedpan.
We're an hour into lockdown, and a student's like, teacher, ando haciendo el baño. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, I can't let you go. It's like, why not? I'm like, I have to go. I'm like,
you're gonna get shot.
If I let you out, there's
Hey.
cops on campus. Hey. This is serious.
Yeah, what if the chola saw you with a boyfriend? Then you're done. No, you can't.
So I was like, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
If I let you out, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but I'm like, I said, you really need to go to the restroom? I can set up the bucket for you.
Dude, I think I'd rather get arrested.
And she's like, no. Like, if you really need to go bad, there's the bucket there. Get 2 friends to cover you. Use the bucket. And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, you don't need to go.
I'm not gonna be like what's her name? Like Crispy's kid in class. Kid myself.
10 minutes later, I'm just looking at her. She's just like, she's tapping, she's fidgeting, her feet are dancing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I just point, bucket. And she's like, Another 10 minutes pass, and she's just looking at me like, oh my God, I can't believe she lasted that long. She's like, and then finally, like after 25 minutes later, she just looks at me, she just nods.
Was this Crispy's ex-student?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
This shouldn't be funny.
I should ask her.
This shouldn't be funny.
But I don't know.
This is school lockdown. Serious kids.
It's like a gun on campus.
Chola was talking to somebody else's boyfriend.
Man. And so she just nods to me. She nods her head. I'm like, okay, find 2 friends that'll cover you up.
Dude, no way.
The rest of the class, I had them. All right, everybody's in the corner. I was like, everybody put your head down. I want everybody to put your head down. And so she went in the corner, had the kids put the blanket up, and the salt, I poured it into the bucket because it absorbs smells and stuff.
Oh shit.
And she, yes.
No pun intended.
Yes. She went and she did her business. And I'm like, I'm sorry, this might be embarrassed, but this is your only option.
Dude, it's giving me anxiety just hearing the story.
Immediately after she uses the bucket.
I feel it like.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, because this is not after lunch. Immediately afterwards, like 2 more students, like, I need to go too. So she, she what do you call it? She broke the seal. And the bucket was used that day. But we weren't the only class because apparently several other buckets had to be used on campus.
Man, yeah.
We didn't get excused until 30 minutes after our normal release schedule. And they had, like, SWAT team came in and had everybody, and like they came in with guns.
How long were you guys stuck in the classroom?
Like 3 hours. Like 3 hours or so. And the SWAT team came in, law enforcement. All right, we need everybody to line up, and everybody's escorted. The whole school, San Luis, had almost 3,000 students. So the whole school was lined up outside, and they checked every single student's bags around campus, and they busted the kid. And then finally,
wait, how'd they have to go through it? But I thought they identified the one girl.
Well, yeah, but they had protocol.
If somebody else
they have to check
has
the whole
a gun.
school.
That's right.
And
there might be, it's like Kennedy, there might be 2 shooters.
You never know.
Right.
And so eventually we got released like 30 minutes after school. We had the SWAT team, the police, San Luis PD, we had Border Patrol, we had Customs. Like, dude, there was a mass amount of law enforcement on campus.
To just shoot me,
and then afterwards, they announced, hey, if there's any buckets that have been used, please leave them outside the building.
It's like India.
You saw buckets that were left outside. Like several buckets were used, and yeah, dude, imagine that.
I'm struggling. I'm imagining.
Man, I don't know. So that's one that kind of stands out because poor kid. I mean, and there's another one.
Not a laughing matter, kids.
It's a shitty situation.
Yeah, did she get any nicknames after this?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she did.
Hey, this year the kid's back. She did it again.
I shouldn't be laughing, but we can laugh now because nobody was harmed. Nobody was hurt.
I'd rather be in a bucket than at my desk, I guess.
Oh man.
I don't know. Maybe I'd rather get arrested. I don't know.
It
was me. I was talking to your boyfriend, like running outside.
Yeah.
Just take me.
I don't know if looking back as a teacher. Oh man, It'd be so hard not to.
Imagine if I
there would be a temptation. You know, I'm just gonna because the boys' bathroom was right next to the the classroom.
Run out of the classroom.
Just like swing in.
Like the cops are just going, and the cops shoot you. You go down.
Yeah.
Ambulance take you to the hospital, and then in the ambulance you shit your pants, right?
And then they make memes out of you.
And then you're done.
Yeah.
And you know, it's one of the paramedics takes a picture of you, and then the memes come.
Yeah, that's when it's on. So maybe I might have had to use the bucket. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know, man. I'll take you down.
So yeah, these are. I mean, there's another story. I don't know too much about it. The only thing I remember, there was a student.
You can't top that, man.
There was a student who had to get an ambulance came to pick her up because she had
Don't say something that's gonna make me laugh. That
alcohol
I
poisoning.
Dude, on campus?
She was like drunk.
Dude.
But they didn't find any like alcohol paraphernalia, like bottles or anything.
She stink? Well, you don't know. Yeah.
She used a tampon.
Oh, that's genius.
I was like,
what?
Like,
yeah. Science, kids.
Because and biology or whatever, like it absorbs faster.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is insane to me. I had never heard that.
I think through the
never
eye,
heard that. That was
and
like,
then of course injections.
That's wild. Like
injections the best method, but your eye and your
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So that's another one. But that's all I remember. I don't know the exact story, but she was like,
don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, say no to drugs, kids. Anyways, so those are just some of the few stories that we share. But that lockdown story, I'll never forget it because of the nature of the lockdown and what happened in the class. And I was subbing. It wasn't in my class.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you didn't know these kids?
I knew some of them, but they weren't my students.
Yeah.
They weren't my students. So, but yeah.
Damn, we should look this care package up. Now I want one. Nah, just hey, you're going outside.
Hey, you know what?
No, I don't care. You're going outside.
We need red buckets here.
Yeah.
You never know.
No, I'm kicking the kid out.
Yeah. Go get arrested.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have hotel room bathrooms.
Here, I have tampons. Here you go. Yeah, just get drunk. Maybe you'll forget about it.
Or maybe not. Anyways, but on that note, I think this is a good time to segue into the best of the week. What you got?
Well, you know my best of the week. Fortunately, unfortunately, right? So I'm even rocking like Ted Williams, 1937, San Diego Padres, before they were in the majors. That's where he got signed out of high school, Hoover High School, San Diego, right? So yeah, half Mexican also.
Yeah.
But so he became one of the greatest, if not the greatest, hitter of all time with the Boston Red Sox, right? Mm-hmm. So anything San Diego, you know, I'm going with, and we always have these arguments. But
yeah, poor you.
Twice last week we were in first place for one day, and I gotta tell you,
technically,
okay, it wasn't 24 hours.
It was like 18 hours.
Yeah, but it feels special. I feel special this 18. You know how good it feels?
You got a banner and everything hanging out.
You don't know how good
first place for a day.
We don't have an Otani. We don't have, you know, some of these guys.
But you
Freeman's
have a
Freeman and Otani are two like the greatest hitters ever.
Padres have Machado.
Yeah, but
they have.
He's amazing defensively, but there's just not, whatever. We competed, and you know, it's not the playoffs, but it gave me that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, I feel warm.
It gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Imagine feeling like that most of the season.
And of course, he already knows me. I'm popping memes, sending crap.
As soon as they tied,
he already knew.
And I'm like, here comes Nick.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and
because I know my window is small. He gets the whole year. I have a small window.
Life choices.
Small
life choices.
It wasn't a choice. This is where I was born, right? Small window.
You were born in San Diego? I thought you were born here.
Okay. It's look at.
You're not from San Diego.
LA is 4 hours away.
I don't
Phoenix
care.
is 4 or 5 hours away. San Diego is an hour and a half away.
That's my point.
And plus, I would live in San Diego when San Diego, whatever.
That's my point. Is you don't.
I don't
have
want
to
to
be
defend
from
myself.
somewhere to
I don't get what you don't understand about this. This is not a choice. This is just who you are.
So your team was in first place for a couple hours.
It's beautiful.
That's cool. And look at them now.
Yeah, we're back.
Back
second
but hey,
place.
it's a long season. You know, we never know. That's what I'm saying. Hey, chill out.
Yeah.
I had to check you. I had to humble you a little bit. I was like, you haven't won anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
Win something first. So
yeah, but it was a nice feeling, and you know, coming up, you know, towards the end of summer, getting ready to, you know, getting back with the guys and just talking trash. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
It's always fun talking trash with the guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you got?
Well, mine has a lot to do with my summer break. But recently I saw a meme, and the meme was titled post Bad Bunny concert depression. And I realized, like, man, that's a real thing.
Isn't that called a hangover?
No, well, as you know, as some my friends know, I went to Puerto Rico in the summer.
Hangovers are depressing. Don't drink, kids.
Yeah, it's bad for you. I went to Puerto Rico in the summer, and we went for the Bad Bunny concert.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like I'm not like, oh, I'm not a crazy Bad Bunny. I don't even know a lot of the lyrics.
Yeah, but if it's a good concert, all of a sudden you're a Bad Bunny.
It was
or whatever
one of
fan.
the best concerts I've ever been to. The experience was like, holy. It was epic. It was epic level. The production.
I'm not a
the
big
sound.
I'm not a big concert person, but there are certain,
Dude,
because
it
a
was
lot of people aren't good, but certain concerts they just know how to put on a show.
I've been to a lot of concerts.
They know how to put on a show. Certain people.
This show was epic.
Yeah.
Like, it was epic. And
The guy's a showman.
Well, it's not just that. Like, there was the show that we went to was the first concert that was open up to, like, because the first 3 weekends, it's a residency. The first 3 weekends were for Puerto Ricans only. You could only buy tickets in Puerto Rico, right? But then the first show that was open up to everybody, that's the one we went to. And there was people from Ireland, Latin America. There was people from all over the world, right?
He had a concert just for the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, well, the tickets for the first 3 weekends, you could only buy those tickets on the island.
Yeah.
And they were announced like, they were announced within a week. Tickets for these shows are sold this Friday.
You don't want to go to that show because then you'd be stuck with Puerto
No,
Rican.
like, you want to go to any of them show, but it was specifically say, hey.
Then you would have been stuck in a crowd with Puerto Ricans and you just don't want to.
Yeah, dude.
Boricua.
The Boricuas know how to party.
Oh, okay.
They know how to party.
I only say this because I've never.
Oh my God! Like, I'm telling you, this was one of the best trips I've ever taken.
I think I've met 2 Puerto Ricans in my life.
So, I went to this concert
West Coast,
and
Raza.
it was just like epic, dude. Like, epic.
Yeah. I can imagine, man.
And the people everybody in the crowd was on their feet, jumping, stomping. Everybody was partying.
Yeah.
Especially because you think about it, you're traveling from a distance to go to this concert to party. You're gonna have a good time.
But if the show puts on energy, you're gonna see it. There it is.
Epic loud, dude. It was so loud. This was the loudest concert, but it wasn't because of the speaker. No, it was the people.
Yeah.
It was so loud, like I couldn't hear. Like, oh crap! I was like, I'm like, damn, I'm showing my age, but it was loud.
Yeah.
It was epic. So I saw this meme and I said, and
yeah, headphones like an autistic kid, right? Just like that, walking around. Yeah.
it was like the guy was like trying to go back to normal life. Let me show it.
Todo el tiempo es verano, estoy pasando frío escuchando estas canciones, pensando en ti pero no te emociones, porque no te voy a escribir, guardar todo el que más va a sufrir, no sé, pero ahora que seas tú.
So that was I saw him like, dude, for real. Like the first week, maybe almost into the second week of school, I'm like, dude, I don't have any energy right now. I'm like, I want to be in Puerto Rico. And I saw me, I'm like, that's why. Dude, I had to.
Hey, you played a song right now before we started that I hadn't heard before.
Energy, dude, energy. The vibe, that was like a party. You would have loved it. It was just, even if you're not the fan of the of Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Conejo, man, he puts on a party.
I only feel this with cover bands at a shitty bar.
Those are good too. Those are good. You have quick access to the bathroom too.
Yeah, I mean, cover bands, you go and they dress like the show and they sing the same songs, but after a few drinks, they are the
Los
band.
Smiths.
Yeah, they're the real thing.
Not the Cure, La Cura.
The Cured is
The
one
Cure?
band that that's one band that I went to.
Yeah. So that was awesome, man. That was the best thing I've seen this week,
cool,
and
man.
it kind of reminded me of my summer break. So.
All right.
But disappointing affirmation of the week.
Our disappointing.
Let's hear it. Let's send you off with the disappointing affirmation.
Brought to you by Dave Tarnowski.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
What's he got to say? What'd you pick?
This week, be proud of everything you've accomplished. No one expected you to amount to anything.
Wise words.
Gold.
Wise words.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah, I can't wait to nurse another hangover depression.
Oh man, they get harder.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. I can't handle this.
Say that every time.
That's true.
Every time and every time we are back. So we're back.
To another one.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Boom.
Ustedes romper una vez más. Les toca a ustedes cerrar el show. ¿Ok? Sencillo. Ustedes saben el corito. Los de afuera, que se lo vivan con nosotros. Los de aquí, es fácil.